adventurers and welcome to Sea Lion Bay here at Chessington. Big round of applause to our sea lions here. There we go. So, my name is Ash. I'm joined here by our keepers. We got Lucy down on the beach, we got Sophie over there by the rocks, and the stars of today's show are Carla and Ariel. Everyone say hello to Carla and Ariel here. There we are. So Carla and Ariel are two of our Californian sea lions. These girls are half sisters. We also have an adult male called Hugo, and then Carla and Hugo have a 1-year-old son together called Leo as well. So the boys are currently chilling backstage, and we've got the girls out here for a little bit of a training session. Now the first thing that we need to cover here at Sea Lion Bay is a little case of mistaken identity. Because our sea lions, all the time they get confused with another very similar looking animal. So I want to shout out from you lads if you can, what animal do you think gets confused with our sea lions? Seals, yes! So our sea lions get called seals a lot, which is pretty embarrassing for them. They don't really like being called seals all that much. Now to be fair, they are very closely related animals. Seals and sea lions are both pinned heads, which is a word that means fin-footed. Now as you can see, our sea lions have got 4 flippers in total. They've got 2 at the front and they've got 2 at the back. And it's actually their flippers that is the first main way to tell the difference between seals and sea lions. Now if you were to hold out your arm and just think from shoulder to fingertip, that is about as big as a sea lion's front flippers. So they're really big and they're also really strong. A sea lion can actually support their entire body weight on just those 2 front flippers alone, which is pretty impressive. Now when sea lions come onto dry land, you'll see they swivel their back flippers round so they're standing on all 4 flippers kind of like they have feet. And that means when they come onto dry land, they can walk around, they can, do little spins, they can do little dances, they can do whatever they want on those 4 flippers. Now you wouldn't catch a seal doing any of this because seals' front flippers are just way too small. They're only about the size of a person's hand in comparison. So when a seal comes onto dry land, instead of walking around on their flippers, they just have to sort of flop around on their belly like a big fat slug instead. So brilliant seal impression there from our girls. That's all they'll be doing on dry land. Now the difference in flipper size also changes how these guys move in the water, because a seal, they'll mainly use their back flippers to swim, and they move their whole bodies kind of like a fish does. Whereas sea lions, they can use their big powerful front flippers to push themselves through the water. And that means that these guys can get pretty fast when they want to. A sea lion can reach about 25 miles an hour when they're going at their top speed. Do we want to see a little demonstration of just how fast our sea lions can go, yeah? Excellent, let's see if we can get a nice burst of speed for our girls. There we go, showing off speeding through the water, there we are. Now when she reaches the other end, I think another big round of applause is in order for our girls there. Brilliant. Now, as well as flipper size, there is one other way to tell the difference between seals and sea lions. It's a little bit smaller, but it might be the easiest to spot out in the wild. Now, if you have a look at the side of our sea lion's head, you can see that they have these flappy little ears sticking out. So they're like these little tube ears that stick out. Personally, they remind me a little bit of Shrek's ears. That's just what they make me think of. But sea lions have these flappy little Shrek ears, and seals, they don't have any external ear structure at all. They've just got holes in the sides of their heads for their ears. So if you're ever out in the wild and you see a furry little head bobbing around in the water, see if you can spot those flappy little Shrek ears. Because if you can see the ears, then it's probably a sea lion. But if you can't see the ears, then it's probably a seal instead. So what do you reckon, guys? Do we think we're now pretty confident on the differences between seals and sea lions? Yeah? Excellent. We're not going to be making any mistakes with our girls here today.